Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
It's time for Preston Lady Indians softball. All of today's action is brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, West Motors, Preston Drug, First American Title, Stokes Market, True Value, Signature Home Healthcare, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Agri-Service, S&T Electric, Farmers Insurance, Corey Bingham, Agent, Northern Title, Idaho Salvage, Limbrick Arc, and The Job Shop. This broadcast is made possible through an agreement of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and Preston High School Athletics, and is a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC. This game is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC is strictly prohibited. Well, we're just underway here in Game 2 of the doubleheader, top of the first inning. One out as Sage Keller grounded out to third. Kim Despain up there now with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. As the pitcher for Game 2 for Mountain Home comes home with a pitch, it's over for a strike. It's 2-2. Regan McDonald getting the start for the Lady Tigers in Game 2 of the doubleheader on the mound. Charlie Barr will be on the mound for the Lady Indians coming up. When they take the field in the bottom of the inning, ball popped up right in the middle of the diamond, right just in front of second base. It's the shortstop, Floyd, to make the catch. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The rest of the Lady Indians lineup looks like this for Game 2. Sadie, in fact, it's the same lineup they had in the first game. Sadie Larson, now at the plate. She is the catcher. Ashley Sparks will be the first baseman here in Game 2 as she waits on deck. And the next first pitch here to Larson misses down low, ball 1. Abby Keller will hit 5th. Jessica Alders in center field. She'll hit 6th. Megan Johnson's over in right in Game 2. She'll hit in the 7 spot. Fastball over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Vanessa Griffin is in left. And Kaylor Cole will be at second base and hit in the number 9 spot. Ball and a strike here on Larson. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. So just underway in game 2 of the doubleheader after the Tigers win the first game. Indians try to avoid the sweep here this afternoon. As the pitch home is a little roller up along first. It'll be handled there. She'll just tag the runner, Miller, coming toward her as Larson's out, 3 unassisted, and the Indians go out in order 1-2-3 here in the top of the first inning here this afternoon. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Indians nothing, and the Lady Tigers from Mountain Home coming up for their first at-bats in game 2 of the doubleheader right after this on mylocalradio.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Bottom of the first inning. No score here in game 2. As you're leading off in game 2 of the doubleheader, Brianna Elliott, the left fielder, leading off here for the Lady Tigers. And the first pitch from Charlie Barr is down and in, ball 1 ball and no strikes. So 15-4 is the final for Mountain Home in the first game of the doubleheader. Next pitch again misses down and in, ball 2. With the loss, the Indians slip to 5-9, 4-7 in conference play overall on the year. 2 balls and no strikes to count. 2-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch on the way from Barr. Hit foul back into the screen. As it's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Anyway, once again, so we start the second game. We'll greet all of you. It's glad to have you with us here today. As the pitch again is high, runs the count full. Here to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first inning of game 2. What is a partly cloudy skies here, but a beautiful day here in Mountain Home. Full count, 3-2 pitches down low, ball 4. So just as she did in the first game, Brianna Elliott walks to lead off the bottom of the first inning in game 2 of the doubleheader. And now here is Paisley Medeiros. As the ball hit in the air to center fielder. Alder has it. Snap throw back into the infield. Is too late going back to first base as Medeiros flies out to center for the first out. Now here's Reese Floyd, the shortstop. Floyd with 3 hits in the first game, was 3 for 4 overall. So here's Floyd, takes the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Reese drove in 3 runs in the game. Had a 2-run single in the second, added a pair of hits in that 9-run fourth innings. That ball's hit in the air to right, coming up to Johnson, makes the play. Again, throw back behind the runner is not in time. 2 outs in the inning. And now here's Sierra Reynolds. So here's Reynolds. Reynolds doing the catching, as she did in the first game of the doubleheader. Pitches inside, ball 1. Two outs here in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless so far here in game 2. Pitch inside again. Ball 2, 2-0. Get you caught up with what's happening as the boys playing just across the way here at Mountain Home. They'll be back home again next week. They have a pair of doubleheaders scheduled next week as they pitch it, get down low again, ball 3, runs the count to 3 balls and no strikes. They'll be at home on Tuesday. 3-0 pitch over for a strike, it's 3-1. And then also on Saturday as well, Pocatello and Twin Falls come in to visit during the week. Here's the 3-1. Hit foul back to the screen, it's 3-2. Don't forget, they still have a doubleheader that waiting to see if it's going to be rescheduled or not. That doubleheader against Century that was rained out. See if they're going to replay that one still or not. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. Popped up, first base side near the dugout in foul ground. Coming over to make the play is the first baseman Sparks, and the inning is over. So the leadoff walk, they strand Brianna Elliott out on the bases as Charlie Barr able to get the next 3 hitters. And after an inning, we're scoreless as we go to the second. After 1, Preston nothing, Mountain Home nothing.
Institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap. Thoughts back.
FM 105.5, AM 1340, MyLocalRadio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
Do you remember last spring when runoff water was flooding fields and borrow pits because of plugged, collapsed, or non-existent culverts? Well, now is the time to get new culverts installed. And Valley Implement and Irrigation has the culverts you need. They buy them by the semi-load, and they have poly pipes and culverts in the diameter and length that will get that water running where it needs to go in the spring. Remember, too, that Valley Implement has a great selection of used tractors and farm equipment at prices that work for your operation. See Valley Implement and Irrigation in Preston, Logan, or Gray.
Second inning of the doubleheader, scoreless. And here's we go to the top of inning number 2. Ashley Sparks will lead off. Abby Keller will hit second in the inning, and then Jessica Alder due up this inning as well for the Indians. Dan Hubbard with you from Mountain Home here this afternoon. Glad to have you along with us. So as we go to inning number 2, here's Ashley Sparks to lead off. Ashley, with 1 hit in the first game, reached on a double in the first inning. So it was 1 for 3 overall in the game. And takes the first pitch down low, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Regan McDaniels on the mound here in game 2 for Mountain Home. It comes home the next pitch. That's on the corner for a strike. And it's now 1-1. Preston was able to pound out 6 hits in the first game, but fortunately they couldn't get the hits when they needed them most. Ground ball towards short. That is Floyd to field and throw across in time for the out. And that's 4 in a row retired. Start the game here for Mountain Home. And that'll bring up Abby Keller, who's playing shortstop here in the second game of the doubleheader here this afternoon. Abby, 1 for 3 in the first game as well. As McDaniels in the circle will rock and throw home. Ground ball past the mound. Again, there's the shortstop Floyd. And for the second time in a row, 6-3 outs. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the second. Now here's Jessica Alder. Jessica 0 for 3 in the first game. Flew out, hit back to the box, and then struck out her last time up. As McDaniels rocks and comes home, and the first pitch is pulled foul down along the left field line. We talked about in the first game how Mountain Home offensively is able to put a lot of hits and a lot of runs together. Well, they did it again here in the first game of the doubleheader. A couple of big innings really propelled them to the victory. As again, the ball lined foul out along the left field side. It's 0-2 on Alder. A 4-run inning and a 9-run inning led the way to the 11-run win in game 1 here this afternoon. 0-2 the count on Alder. The 0-2 pitch missed outside, 1-2. All the umpires in the audience kind of getting on the home plate umpire. I thought that should have been a strike. Certainly looked a little outside from where I'm sitting, but again, the only guy who counts is the guy in the blue shirt standing behind home plate. Again, the pitch to Alders again hit foul back to the screen, and it stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two outs here in the top of the second. A ball and 2 strikes on Alder. McDaniels ready, rocks and comes home with a 1-2. Popped up, that'll make it over the top of the press box, and it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Preston home next Friday as well. You mentioned earlier in the game as they'll make up those rainouts against Jerome again, try to at least on Friday. I guess the good news is the pitch is outside, it's 2-2. The good news is plenty of sunshine in the forecast for next week, and we should be able to get that makeup of those doubleheaders against Jerome in no problems this time, as the pitch to Keller is swung on and missed. 6 up, 6 down for Regan McDaniels through the first 2 innings as we go to the bottom of the second, scoreless on mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Bottom of the second inning, still scoreless, as Charlie Barr works into the bottom of the second inning here this afternoon. Madison Coate, Holly Anderson, and Kaiser coming up here in the bottom of inning number 2. Barr comes home, the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Cote walked, had a couple of hits in the first game. 2 for 3 overall, a little roller wide of third. That's picked up by Cole, or Keller rather, I should say, over to first base in time for the out. So with 1 out, leadoff man is out. Now here's Holly Anderson to come up. Holly had 1 hit in the first game, 1 for 4 overall, drove in a couple of runs with the 1 hit that she did have. Barr comes home and the first pitch is up high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Charlie Roxon comes home again. Pitch on the corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the pitch is up high. Two balls and a strike now on Holly Anderson. Here comes the 2-1 offering. This is inside, runs the count to 3 balls and a strike. So Barr back in the circle. Roxon throws 3-1, and it's up high, ball 4, second walk of the game. So with 1 out, Mountain home with a runner at first base. So we have a runner over at first as we'll have pinch runners trying to get batting gloves and sliding gloves off the runners as they come off. They're trying to grab one into the glove and just yank on it. It ain't coming off that way. So here with 1 out and 1 on, Chaim Kaiser at the plate. First pitch to Kaiser, misses high and away. Throw back behind the runner at first base is not in time. Kaiser put into a fielder's choice, walked, also doubled, 1 for 3 in the first game. Next pitch is swung on and missed. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Plenty of action underway in the Major League Baseball scene here on this Saturday of Easter weekend. Run down some scores here for you as we get a chance here. As look out, pitches inside, and that's going to hit Kaiser as she'll head down to first base. First hit batter for Barr today. Runners at first and second, 1 out in the inning. And the pitcher, Regan McDaniel, will come up. First pitch to McDaniel, misses inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. McDaniel did not play in the first game here today. Pitch home, swung on and missed. In New York today, in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium, playing in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's been all Yankees today. They lead the Kansas City Royals by a score of 9-1. Pitch hit foul back into the screen. Other games going on, bottom of the 5th in St. Louis. The Cardinals lead the New York Mets today 6-0. Ball and 2 strikes. McDaniel chased one up and fouled it away. This one misses inside, gets away from the catcher, rolls behind the umpire, but both runners able to move up before Larson could corral it. Goes a wild pitch to allow both runners to move up. So a 2-2 count. Pitch on to McDaniel. Misses inside, runs it full 3-2. Wrigley Field today, they're done with 4 innings. The Arizona Diamondbacks leading the Cubs. 3-0 the score there at Wrigley after 4 innings. Here comes the 3-2 pitch with first base open, and it's popped up in the infield. First baseman coming up to make the play, that's Sparks. So the pop-up is the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Taylor Wilson. Wilson playing at second base here in Game 2. She also did not play in the opener here today. So up there with a chance to drive in a couple of runs with 2 outs, and the first pitch is inside, and that hits her. So that loads the bases, second hit batter of the inning. Then we go back to the top of the order again, and Brianna Elliott, who walked her first time up. First pitch home to Elliott. Fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. So just about everything else is under the lights later on today. Although one game just about to get started. Coming up in about 10 minutes, that's Minnesota at Baltimore after they had that long rain delay there last night. Ball and a strike to count on Elliott. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. San Francisco at Pittsburgh also gets started in about 10 minutes, as does Toronto at Oakland. Here's the next pitch. Popped up right back to Barr. Able to field it in the fly and gets able to get out of the inning as Elliott pops out for the third out. They left the bases loaded 3 times in the first game. They leave the bases loaded here in the bottom of the second inning in Game 2 of the doubleheader. We're done with 2. We'll head to the third. We're still scoreless on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel even when the temperature drops below 0. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Well, we'll go to the third, still scoreless. In Game 2 of the doubleheader here this afternoon, the Lady Indians and the Lady Tigers from here at Mountain Home. And here in the top of the third inning for Preston, still looking for their first base runner of Game 2 of the doubleheader. Megan Johnson will lead it off. First pitch swung on and missed. Johnson followed by Vanessa Griffin and then Kayler Cole. Handing out money? Okay. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Megan. Line foul outside of third and down the line. Today's game brought to you in part by Northern Title Company. Good deeds done daily is what they like to say. Call Northern Title for all your title and escrow needs. You can find them at 852-5700. That's 852-5700. Or you can drop by their office. As the next pitch is over for a strike again. As that's 7 in a row retired by Regan McDaniel to open up the game 2 of the doubleheader. That's her second strikeout. And that brings up Vanessa Griffin. Drop by the office of Northern Title Company as well. You can do that. They're right there on South State Street, 96 South State in Preston. Or on the web at northerntitle.net. Here's Vanessa Griffin with 1 out. First pitch misses inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Vanessa 0 for 2 in the first game. Give you some more of those games getting started in Major League Baseball coming up here in a second. Other games scheduled for tonight as the next pitch misses high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Told you all the games that were coming up today. Also getting started in just a little bit. Atlanta will be at Cleveland today. Is a 2-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Still coming up later tonight. Washington will be at Miami, Boston at Tampa. The Los Angeles Dodgers again will be in Milwaukee to take on the Brewers. Off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. So the game that got rained out yesterday in Baltimore, they're playing a doubleheader there today. Here comes the 2-2 offering. On the corner, strike 3 called. 2 strikeouts in the inning. In fact, that's 3 strikeouts in a row for McDaniel. And with 2 outs, the number 9 hitter is Kyler Cole, playing second base today. So I take that back. She's not playing second base, I should say. Despain is playing second base today in game 2 of the doubleheader for the Indians. As the pitch is up high, ball 1. Night games on the docket. Houston will be at Texas, Philadelphia at Colorado, Cincinnati will be at San Diego, Seattle and Anaheim to take on the Angels, and again, 1 postponement already today. As the pitch is hit foul back to the screen, it's 1-1. Chicago was scheduled to play in Detroit, but weather has claimed that game off the schedule already today as well. And that's your look at what's happening so far here this afternoon on this Saturday around Major League Baseball. Ball and a strike, a count on Cole. Off speed, swung on and missed, and it's a 1-2. So ahead of Cole, 1 ball and 2 strikes is Regan McDaniel trying to strike out the side here. McDaniel rocks and comes home, and the pitch is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. McDaniel ready again. Here she comes. And swung on and missed. So that's 4 strikeouts in a row. She also strikes out the side here in the top of the 3rd inning. We'll go bottom 3 from here at Mountain Home. Scoreless on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap. Drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
In business for almost 70 years, Valley Implement has been serving customers with integrity, personalized service, and accountability for generations. Their mission is to contribute to agriculture and the agricultural way of life. When it comes to irrigation, equipment, attachments, parts and service, and precision farming, Valley Implement in Preston is here to work for you. Visit them today, 213 West 8th North, Preston. Valley Implement, all things agriculture.
Bottom of the third inning, still scoreless. Preston 9 up, 9 down so far. And here as we go to the bottom of inning number 3, Paisley Madero, Reese Floyd, and Sierra Reynolds due up for Mountain Home. As the first pitch misses inside to Madero, who had 1 hit in 3 at-bats in the first game of the doubleheader. Boy, she uses her speed to her advantage. As she stands up there, just a little bit of a gap between the hands on as she grips the bat, hitting from the right side. And takes that pitch on the outside corner for a strike. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. There's the 1-1 pitch on the way, misses up high, ball 2. Madero scored twice in that 9-run 4th inning, which really powered the Lady Tigers to the win in the first game of the doubleheader. Takes the pitch up high, ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. Charlie Barr has walked 2 so far on the game. She's also hit a couple of batters, but has yet to yield a run. Here's the 3-1 pitch, popped up, short center. Alder coming up in a hurry, and she got it. Or did she? Yes, she did. Made the catch, rolled over on the glove, as Jessica Alder able to come up in a hurry and make the play. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. So here's Floyd as pitch is over for a strike and it's 0-1. Reese Floyd had 3 hits in the first game. She was the tough batter along with Madero in the first game today, the doubleheader. Ground ball foul just outside of 3rd. So no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 offering. Grounded, that's fair, inside 3rd. In fact, it hit the bag as it got past the 3rd baseman Keller and down to 2nd base. Goes Reese Floyd with her 4th hit of the day. So right down the line, Keller tried to backhand it, couldn't, and it hit the bag and rolled out into short left field. And actually going all the way to 3rd base was Floyd. That's the first hit of the game for either side here in the second game of the doubleheader. And here is Sierra Reynolds, who takes the first pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Reynolds fouled out her first time up. She also had 3 hits in the first game of the doubleheader as well. As that pitch misses down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. She had a double, pair of singles, also struck out and drove in a run. One ball and 1 strike with 1 out. Runner at 3rd for Mountain Home here. Ball popped up again in foul ground, and coming over to make the play is Sparks to hold the runner at 3rd base. So there's 2 outs, and here's Madison Cody. Cody had a couple of hits in the first game, 0 for 1 here in game 2. Grounded out to 3rd her first time up. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Down the line from 3rd is Reese Floyd, the shortstop. 0-1, hit right back to Barr. She has it, throws low, dug out over at first base. But it's Charlie Barr able to get out of trouble again for the 2nd inning in a row. No runs, a hit. They leave the runner over at 3rd base, and we're done with 3. Preston nothing, Mountain Home nothing. On FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
So here we go, top of 4, scoreless. Preston still looking for their first hit, let alone their first base runner. As back to the top of the order, and Sage Keller up there. First pitch grounded foul, and it's 0-1. 9 up, 9 down for Regan McDaniels. In fact, she has struck out the last 4 batters in which she has faced. Here as we go to the top of inning number 4. As the pitch is looped foul out along the right field line, that'll drop out of play. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Everybody up here in the press box looking at me like I'm trying to jinx the pitcher, talking about how she hasn't given up a hit yet. Here comes the 0-2, swung on and missed. That's 5 strikeouts in a row. And she gets the first out here in the top of the 4th. That'll bring up Kim Despain. I am for the first one to say that I have absolutely no control over what happens on the field. So if I talk about it, it has no bearing on what happens. Here's Despain, 0 for 1, popped up her first time up. 10 in a row, retired by Regan McDaniels. First pitch. This is up high, ball 1. Today's game brought to you by Limbrick Arc. You suffering from pain, inflammation, want to be able to improve your focus or look for a little stress relief? Limbrick Arc could be the answer for you. To find out more, there's a ball hit on the ground to the right side. Coming up quickly, charging is to get the out at first base. Nice play by Wilson as Despain is out 4-3. Second out of the inning. Now here is Sadie Larson. Find out more about Limbrick Arc. Go to our website, mylocalradio.com, and click on any of the icons for Limbrick Arc, and it'll take you to their page and find out how Limbrick Arc might be able to help you. Here's Larson, first pitch on the corner for a strike. And it's 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch coming up. It's lined toward right. It's going to get through and by Kaiser, and it's going to roll all the way to the fence. Larson to second. And with a 2-out double here in the 4th inning. First hit of the game 2 of the doubleheader today for Preston. And the pressure is off of me now as we have a hit and a base runner for the first time. So with 2 outs, here's Ashley Sparks. Had a hit in the first game. 1 for 3, 1 for 4 overall on the day. And the first pitch to Ashley in the dirt. Nice save there by the catcher, Reynolds. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. So McDaniels retired the first 11 in a row before giving up
the first base runner to the Indians. Ground ball to short. Floyd had it, dropped it, kicked it. He kicked it a second time. Now they got the runner hung off at third base. They're going to run her toward home plate and tag her out there. Larson came around third, and as Floyd continued to just knock the ball forward, she found herself too far off the bag. And in doing so, she is out 6-5-2. And the inning comes to an end. No runs, a hit, one man left for the Indians. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Still 0-0 on mylocalradio.com.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. We see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
That would go to the bottom of inning number 4 as game 2 of the doubleheaders moved along fairly quickly through the first 3.5 innings. We only had 2 hits in the game. Mountain Home's got a runner as far as third base. In fact, they left the bases loaded last inning. As looks like we're going to have a bunch of replacements here for the Indians here, a bunch of changes. You get people throwing gloves around and trying to, as Kim Despain, maybe it was just Kim couldn't find her glove. Maybe that was the problem. So Kim Despain comes back out to her second base position, and we're ready to go here as we go to the bottom of inning number 4 here this afternoon. Let's see, we'll take a look around here and see if we can see any different players out on the field as the home plate umpire comes over to talk to the head coach for Mountain Home here as well. Looks like the infield is the same.
DP's coming out for him. Flex is going to hit their spot.
So the flex player for Preston is going to come in as into the designated hitter spot. So here we go. So we move to the bottom of the 4th. As first pitch misses, is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Asia Harrigan is the hitter. One ball and one strike on Harrigan. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Misses down and away. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. So Harrigan, the flex, moves in for the designated player in Anderson. Will continue on in that spot. Barr ready, the 2-1 pitch. Misses high and away, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. For the Lady Tigers, they've had the leadoff batter on base in 1 of the 3 innings so far here in game 2. As that pitch over for a strike, runs the count full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Charlie ready, here she comes, the 3-2 to Harrigan. Look out, whoa, rifled foul on the first base side. Count stays full at 3-2. Charlie Barr with a new ball. Toes the slab, rocks and throws. Off speed is way high, ball 4. So for the second time in 4 innings, the leadoff batter on. Third walk given up by Barr. And that brings up Kaiser, who was hit by a pitch her first time up. And takes the first pitch high, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Kaiser, who takes a pitch on the inside for a strike, it's 1-1. When she steps in the box, she'll peek backwards to see where the catcher is, and it's not even, she's not even trying to hide it. She turns her whole head as he turns the ball, hit the ball to the center field. Going back on the ball is Alder, and it's gone. 2-run home run for Kaiser, and it's 2-0. You know, one of those, as Kaiser hits the home run, make it 2-0. One of those so-called unwritten rules of baseball, peeking back behind you to see where the catcher's setting up at. And, you know, as we mentioned a moment ago, it's not even a peek, it's a blatant look. So after the home run, here's the pitcher, Regan McDaniel, 0 for 1, popped up her first time up. As that pitch is up high, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes.
Something to hit. Make the pitches something to hit.
1-0 pitch over, and it's 1-1. Sadie Alder went back as far as she could, or Jessica Alder, I should say, went back as far as she could. But that ball was out just about straight away center field, just to the left field side of the flag in center field. 1-1 pitch over for a strike, and it's now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch popped up. Second baseman coming up to make the play. That's Cole. And that's the first out of the inning as McDaniel pops up for the second time. Now here is the second baseman, Taylor Wilson, who was also hit by a pitch her first time up. Barr ready, comes home. Fastball is up high, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. It's now a final in New York. The Yankees beat the Royals 9-2 today. Diamondbacks have doubled their lead against the Cubs at Wrigley. It's now 6-0 as they play theirs. That pitch fastball for a strike, and it's 1-1. Just underway in the first game of the doubleheader in Baltimore. Minnesota and the Orioles scoreless. Ball hitting the air toward left center. It's going to get down. Alder comes over to get it in the gap. Big turn at first base. Able to get back safely was Taylor Wilson, and gets a face full of dirt as he dives back in head first, going to the bag. She gets up in a big cloud of dust is picked up by the wind, what little wind there is. And she is covered from head to toe in dirt as she dived back into the bag after that little single, second hit of the inning. Back to the top of the order now, and Elliott at the plate. Little roll out in front of the plate. They throw to first, not in time. Infield hit for Brianna Elliott, her first hit of game 2 of the doubleheader. Runners at first and second, and only one out after 2 runs are in here in the inning. And here's Paisley Madero, who's 0 for 2 so far here in game 2. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Pitches up high, ball 1. 2 runs home in the inning on Kaiser's 2-run home run. Bar ready again. The next pitch is a ground ball to short. That's off the foot of the shortstop. Now they're going to runner coming home, and she's going to be out at the plate for out number 2. Nope, she dropped the ball. Larson dropped the ball on the tag, so the runner scores. As Wilson comes home to tag the plate, makes it 3-0. Both runners advance to second and third. So Elliott now at third, Madero at second. Now here's Reese Floyd, who tripled her last time up. She's 1 for 2 here in the second game of the doubleheader. Having a pretty good day, all in all. As the pitch is inside, ball 1. That triple she had was her 4th hit of the day. She's 4 for 6 overall on the doubleheader here this afternoon. The 1-0. Ground ball, foul outside of third. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So 3 runs home here in the inning. The Lady Tigers now leading at 3-0. And the pitch home. Goes to the backstop. Here comes the runner to the plate, and he's going to be safe on the wild pitch. So Elliott scores as the pitch gets away and goes to the backstop. So the wild pitch yields the 4th run of the inning. And now Floyd coming down to visit with the third base, with the head coach at the third base spot. Madero's just standing at third base, part of that conversation as well. So looking up here, not sure if they're asking about the count. At 2-1 with 1 out, runner at third base, probably your fastest runner on the team. After that kind of meeting, the first thing that pops in your head is a squeeze bunt. Keep an eye on Madero. She's not coming as the pitch is outside, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. Bar ready again, and that ball's hit to center. That's going to be in for a hit. That makes it 5-0. That's their 3rd big inning of the day as Floyd collects her 5th hit of the doubleheader, an RBI single. So 5 runs home, 5-0. Sierra Reynolds is the scheduled hitter as she'll come to the plate. Reynolds 0 for 2 is fouled out twice to the first baseman Sparks for Preston. So the Lady Tigers today have had a 4-run inning, a 5-run inning here, and a 9-run inning as the pitch is low and snap throw back to first is not in time. 1 ball and no strikes. As Reynolds is the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th. And that pitch misses inside again. Ball 2, 2-0. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit. Stars and Stripes out there directly behind center field, now standing straight out, flapping in the breeze. The 2-0. High again, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes.
Red 18. Red 18.
Here's the 3-0 pitch on the way. Taking all the way and takes a strike. So 3-1. Double play still in order here. The 3-1 offering is a ground ball past Keller into left field. Stopping at second base is Floyd, and the ninth batter to come to the plate here in the inning is Madison Cody, with runners at first and second. And now we're going to have a runner over at first base. That's Trista Elliott, who's going to run over at first base. 5 hits in the inning have led to the 5 runs. So here's Cody, the 9th player to hit in here in the bottom of the 4th for the Lady Tigers. She's 0 for 2 so far here in game 2 of the doubleheader. As it pitches a fastball to tie ball 1. She's grounded out twice. Once to third, and the other time back to the circle where she was put out by the Indians pitcher, Charlie Barr. The 1-0. Up high again, ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So Barr takes a little walk around the circle. Now walks back inside. Rocks and comes home. 2-1 pitch is inside ball 3, 3-0. Today's game is brought to you in part by the Job Stop. Attention employers, you looking for a place to find quality prospective employees? Well, the Job Stop could be your answer. 3-0 pitch is outside again, ball 4. That's 4 walks to go along with a couple of hit batters for Barr. And here comes the 10th hitter in the inning is Holly Anderson, who also walked here in the inning. First pitch is up high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So if you'd like to find more about the Job Stop and how you might be able to connect with great prospective employees, call the radio station and we'll give you all the information. Oh, 1. Over for a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. The number of the station, of course, is 852-1340. 852-1340 to find out information about the Job Stop. 1-1. Popped up, foul. It's 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Anderson, the 10th batter in the inning. Bases loaded again for Mountain Home, and again hit foul back into the screen. Seems like they've had bases loaded in what seems like every inning. I know it's not. But this is the 9th inning of play today between both games of the doubleheader. And they've had the bases loaded in 5 of them. Ground ball into right field. That'll get 1 run in. That'll get 2 runs in. And coming to third and staying there on the Anderson 2-run single as Cody goes as far as third and stays there. So 7 runs home in the inning. 6 hits in the inning as well. And now a visit to the mound as Charlie Barr needs just a little bit of a break just to stop and catch her breath here for a second, if nothing more than that. So Kaiser, the next scheduled hitter, and last time she was up, all she did here in this inning was take a 2-run home run deep over the center field fence. So Kaiser at the plate, and we're going to have a new pitcher. It looks like Abby Keller is going to come back in and pitch again, as she did in the first game of the doubleheader. So that means some new adjustments all the way around the infield for the Indians, as Barr is now going to play first base. Kim Despain's going to go back and play shortstop again. And it looks like Megan Johnson is going to go back out in the right field again. Oops, no, that's where she was at. So, Abby Keller back into pitch here for the Indians. She suffered the loss in the first game of the doubleheader here this afternoon, and will take over in the circle here in Game 2 with one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning, in what has become again another big inning for the Lady Tigers from Mountain Home. 7 runs home in the inning. What was a scoreless tie going to the bottom of the fourth inning is now a 7-0 lead for the Lady Tigers. They bring the infield up on the left side of the infield, do the Indians, as Abby Keller winds and comes home. The first pitch is a ball, and the throw gets away from the shortstop, Despain. That's going to let the runner come in. That's the 8th run of the game. So it'll be an error on the shortstop. As Anderson now moves up to second base as well. The 0-1 pitch misses down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Keller again, or I should say Kaiser again, he takes that peek behind her. That pulls that ball inside third and down the line. Now they're going to call it foul. Wow. Home plate umpire calls it foul. I got to tell you, that looked pretty fair from here. But either way, it's a foul ball. Abby ready. Little off-speed pitch, stays high. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kaiser. And the pitch is hit in the foul ground on the third base side. It's going to be out of play. And Kaiser will have to come back and do it all again. So again, the 2-2 pitch on the way. Hit foul again down the left field side, and she'll come back and do it again. Today's game is brought to you in part by Tattles Bar and Grill in Preston. They have the best breakfast in town. If you're looking for some place to go for a breakfast or even still a lunch, you still got time to go grab a lunch at Tattles. Open 7 days a week from 7 to 3. 790 West Oneida in Preston. Ball laced into left field. That will be in for a hit. They're going to wave the runner home. The throw to the plate was going to be too late, as Kaiser has another RBI, her 3rd RBI of the inning. As she singles home the run, goes to second on the throw to the plate. That makes it 8 runs on 7 hits here in the inning. And now here is Regan McDaniel, the pitcher, who's the beneficiary of all of this offense. As the pitch over for a strike. 9-0. Runner at second base, still only 1 out as the pitch is up high. McDaniel has popped up twice, once to the first baseman, once to the second baseman here, after not playing at all in the first game of the doubleheader here this afternoon. Ground ball to the right side. Plugging the hole there is Cole. Throw to first in time for the out. That's the second out as the runner moves up across over to third base. So the ground ball to the right side moves the runner up. And here now is Taylor Wilson, who's been hit by a pitch and singled here in the second game of the doubleheader, and takes the first pitch down low, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. That pitch is up high again, ball 2, 2-0. Wilson waiting. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Up high again, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Kaiser down the line from third. Abby Keller rocks and comes home with the 3-0 pitch. That's over for a strike, and it's 3-1. Wilson, couple of practice swings, now climbs back in. Here's the 3-1. It's low, ball 4. First walk given up by Keller since she came back into the game here in the circle today. 5th walk of the game issued to the Lady Tigers. And we go back to the top of the order again, and Brianna Elliott, who's walked, singled, scored a run. And she's also popped up. Little bunt. They're going to play the ball to first base in time, and that's the 3rd out as Elliott grounds out 1-3 for out number 3. However, they send 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They send 14 players to the plate. 9 of them come home to score. As we'll move along to the 5th, it's now Mountain Home 9, Preston nothing. On FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Well, the 3rd big inning of the day for Mountain Home leads to a 9-0 lead as we go here to the 5th. Preston, who's had only 1 base runner in Game 2 of the doubleheader, a 2-out double by Sadie Larson last inning. As Abby Keller due up. And again, the head coach is visiting with the home plate umpire here before we go to work, so it gives us a chance to remind you today's game is brought to you by Naylor Insurance. Nobody cares like we do. That's what they like to say at Naylor. They're part of the Mutual of Enumclaw Network, which means they will give you, or offer you, I should say, home, auto, farm, and business insurance. Visit Naylor today to find out more. They're at 153 North State Street in Preston, or you can call them at 852-0810, 852-0810 for Naylor Insurance. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Abby Keller, I believe, is what this looks like. As Kyler Cole will come up and hit for Keller. As now both coaches getting together with the home plate umpire to make sure they have all the changes correct. As Now they're going to let Charlie Barr come up and hit instead of Cole. So Barr will come up and hit. Barr, of course, who was the flex player, even though she was pitching, was not in the batting order. So now she will come up and she will assume Abby Keller's spot in the lineup, as now the head coach for Mountain Home comes out to question what the umpire had decided or told the other coaches, and now so that still the question still resides on who's going to hit where, I believe. Yeah, when you have a designated player or designated hitter is one thing, but when you try to figure out where the flex player is going to go, then it's a whole new can of worms. Especially when the flex player becomes the designated hitter or was a pitcher and then comes out of the game.
We're good now.
Okay, so it's Charlie Barr who will be the hitter here to lead off here in the top of inning number 5. So Barr, Alder, and Johnson do up here in the 5th as Reagan McDaniel's been sitting a long time. The first pitch to Barr is hit into left field, and they throw not in time over at first base. So Barr hustles up the line, beats it out, as the left fielder Kaiser threw into first base, charging the ball hard. And now here comes the Mountain Home coach out to question the call at first base. It was close. But the ruling at first base is safe, and he's out to question the call. Can't see he agrees with what he heard, but he turns and heads back toward the third base dugout nonetheless. So I'm not sure what we're doing now as Keller's back at the plate. Keller should have led off the inning as Keller now at the plate hitting. So see what I was talking about? Designated hitter, flex player, in and out of the game. As that pitch swung on and missed again by Keller. And it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Misses well outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner at first base is Barr. As McDaniels has to tie up a shoe. Time called as Keller backs out, getting timeout from the home plate umpire. And the 0-2 pitch on the way, misses outside. Check that, the 1-2 pitch, now it's 2-2. So Regan McDaniel staked to a 9-run lead and goes full here on Abby Keller. And the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. They throw back to first base behind Barr. She gets back in safely. So there's 1 out. So here's Jessica Alder with one out. And the first pitch to Alder's popped up in foul ground. It'll make the seating area down past the third base dugout, and it's 0-1. So still trying to figure out what the substitution could have been or would have been as they put the pinch hitter in for what I believe was the wrong batter in the lineup. I could be wrong, but I don't believe I am because just Abby Keller should have led off the inning. No balls and 2 strikes a count. Popped up, short left. Elliott coming in, calls everybody off, makes the catch for out number 2. So there's 2 outs, and here's Megan Johnson. Was a strikeout victim her only time up here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. That was part of the 5 strikeouts in a row by Regan McDaniels in between the second and third innings. Whoa, look out. First pitch just clears the top of the screen, then off the facing of the press box and back down below. No balls and 1 strike on Megan Johnson. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As off speed, swung on and missed. As it's 0-2 here with 2 outs. Top 5, 9-0 Mountain Home on top. The 0-2 pitch. Again hit foul. And it stays at no balls and 2 strikes on Johnson. Again, the 1-2. Missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Johnson. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I stand corrected. 1 ball and 2 strikes. My bad. Here's the pitch home. One hopper off the glove of the third baseman, deflects to Floyd. She goes to second to get a force, but they drop the ball there. Everybody's safe. As Wilson not able to handle the throw, and what could have been a potential out at second base. Johnson reaches on the fielder's choice as Charlie Barr moves up to second. Runners at first and second. Still 2 outs here in the inning. And now here is Vanessa Griffin. Griffin also took a called third strike. Her first time up, a little pop up behind second. It's going to get in. It'll be played there by the center fielder, Madero, who runs it back into the infield. And the bases are loaded for Preston with 2 outs in the inning. Get their second hit of the inning and only third of the game. And looking to get off the schneid here and get a something on the board. As the first pitch here to Kyler Cole is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. So that's how confused the folks were there, trying to figure out where all the subs went, because Cole, who's hitting 9th, they wanted to put her up in like the 4th or 5th spot. But she rolls one into center field here. That'll get 1 run home. Here comes another run to the plate. She will score to make it 9-2 as Cole singles in a pair of runs and then goes down to second base on the throw to the plate as Barr and Johnson both score. Going to third is Griffin. Now back to the top of the order, and Sage Keller is going to come back up. 0 for 2 on the day. She's grounded out and struck out so far here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. First ball swinging, short fly behind second base. Look out. They crash into each other, and the ball comes loose as everybody's safe, and another run home for Preston to make it 9-3. So Wilson and Floyd run into each other behind second base trying to field that little flare pop-up, and the ball came loose. So it's an RBI single for Keller. Now here's Kim Despain with runners at the corners. 4 straight players have reached base after 2 are out here in the inning to extend the inning for the Indians. The first pitch of Despain is over for a strike. Kim 0 for 3 in the first game today. Time call as she backs out for a minute, now gets back in the box. And here's the pitch home to her, grounded foul at home plate. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Approaching 3 o'clock. So the second game of the doubleheader is about an hour and a half old here now as we play here in the top of the 5th. And the pitch home is in the dirt. There goes the runner down to second base as Keller moves up. One ball and 2 strikes, the count here on Despain. And the pitch home. This is high again and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Despain, who hasn't been on base yet today, she's 0 for 5 so far overall in the doubleheader, looking to reach base here as she's worked to count 2-2 after being down 0-2 in the count. Here's the 2-2 offering. High again, ball 3. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Despain trying to keep the inning alive. Larson would be next if she can. And here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way. Again, way high, ball 4. So the walk given up by McDaniels loads the bases for the Indians with 2 outs. Cole is at second. Sage Keller at first, at second base, I should say, and then Kim Despain, who walks, is over at first. And here is Sadie Larson. 1 for 2, doubled and grounded out to first. Here in game 2 of the doubleheader. First pitch to Larson, misses outside, ball 1. Larson with 1 hit and 2 at-bats in the first game today. McDaniel rocks, here she comes with the 1-0. Way high again, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. So McDaniel's kind of lost the release point here as she's having a hard time finding the strike zone after 2 are out in the inning. As she falls behind Larson, 2 balls and no strikes. Time. Larson backs out for a moment. Now going to climb back in. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. Misses again, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Bases are full, no place to put her. You got to come in with something pretty good here as she falls behind 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way and takes a strike. It's 3-1. Bottom of the 9th inning in St. Louis, the Cardinals lead the Mets 10-2 there. Still Diamondbacks on top 6-0 as the 3-1 pitch is inside and low, ball 4. That forces over a run as Kyler Cole comes in to score. That's the 4th run of the inning. And now here's Charlie Barr back up there as the pitch is fouled into the glove of the catcher. Barr, who went into play first base, this should have been her spot in the lineup. But unfortunately, Ashley Sparks hit into a force play to end the previous inning, and it was not her spot in the lineup. As a pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Oh-2 pitch on the way to Barr. Hit foul. She stays alive, 0-2. I know the math doesn't work, but Barr is technically the 9th player to hit in the inning, although it's her 2nd time up, which should make it her 10th. So I told you the math doesn't work. As the pitch is again hit foul, and it stays at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. McDaniels rocks. Here comes the 0-2. Little pop-up on the right side. The first baseman is Miller, as she'll corral that, and the inning finally comes to an end. However, Preston gets 4 runs in the inning on a total of 4 hits. There was a couple of walks in the inning as well, and they leave the bases loaded. We're done with 4.5. We'll go bottom 5 here at Mountain Home after 4.5. It's the Tigers 9, the Lady Indians 4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 9-4 as Preston comes back with their second 4-run inning of the day. As Paisley Madero leading it off here in the bottom of the inning number 5. Takes the first pitch up high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. So the mystery has unraveled itself. Barr should have hit in Ashley Sparks' spot in the lineup. Ashley, who hit into a fielder's choice to end the previous inning, should not have been up. So Barr should not have been up. But between the 2 coaches and the home plate umpire, they got it totally miscombobulated. And because the umpire is involved, as a ground ball passed Despain out into left center field for a hit. Madero will take a big turn. She'll go to second with a double. So Madero's first hit of the game 2 of the doubleheader after having going 1 for 3 in the first game. And now here is Reese Floyd, who tripled, single homer run, and flew out here in game 2. Anyway, just to finish that thought, because the umpire was involved right in the middle of all that shenanigans, there's no way you could call any kind of a batting out of order because the umpire's down there telling them who's up, who's supposed to be up. As they go to first base, or third base rather, and it's Madero moving up to third on the pitch in the dirt that gets away from the catcher Larson. Next pitch home to Floyd is a ground ball foul outside of third. So 1 ball and 1 strike.
She hit the ball. She put the ball in play. It's a fielder's choice.
So 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Floyd. Here's the next pitch home. Misses ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball to third. Handled there. Now they got Madero hung up between second and third. Third and home, rather. They run her back to the plate. Now they go back to third base, and she is safe as they drop the ball at third base. So on all that time, Reese Floyd just kept running. She ends up at second base on a fielder's choice. And to be runners at second and third, and still nobody out here in the inning. And now here's Sierra Reynolds. Reynolds with an RBI, with a single, scored a run. The single this game was her 4th hit of the game after having 3 hits in the opener. So runners at second and third and nobody out. Pitch in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Here comes Madero to score eventually anyway. So Floyd moves up to third base. Run comes in on the wild pitch to make it 10-4. And a 1 ball, no strike count on Sierra Reynolds. One ball pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So I guess you can say it'll all eventually come out in the wash anyway as a ground ball to short. Despain goes across in time for the out. Coming home to score on the infield out is Reynolds. That's the first out of the inning, 6-3. But it picks up the RBI as Reynolds comes in to make it 11-4. So 2 runs home here in the inning. Twice today, Mountain Home has put up a 9 spot in the game. In fact, they did it in the same inning, in the 4th inning, both games. First pitch here to Cody is popped up to center. Coming up to make the play is Alder. That's the second out. As now Holly Anderson's going to come back up. Anderson's without an official at-bat here in the second game of the doubleheader. She's walked twice. Asia Harrigan hit in that spot last time around, and she singled and scored a run. As the first pitch to Anderson is up high, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Again, hit in the air to the right side. Coming up the right fielder, can't get there in time as Johnson comes up just a little short, and there's the first hit of the game for Anderson here in the second game of the doubleheader. She's safe at first. Second hit of the inning. And now back to Kaiser again, who's 2 for 2, plus was hit by a pitch. Dark clouds starting to move into the area, and some rain you can see off on the distance. As it's just a little after 3 o'clock, and it looks like it did last night about 7:30. As the clouds are starting to cause a little darkness to move into the area. As the pitch to Kaiser swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. 2 runs home in the inning, 11-4, Mountain Home on top. And again, the pitch is rolled foul. Yeah, just a little bit of a storm to the south of town. It's got some lightning in it as well. There's just been some lightning strikes in the area, according to the radar. And again, here comes the 2-2. Ground ball to third. Up with it is there is Keller across in time for the out And the inning comes to an end as they get Kaiser 5-3. 2 runs in the inning on a couple of hits as well. We're done with 5. As we go to the 6th, it's Mountain Home 11, Preston 4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
The garage at the farm. Remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
From sunup to sundown, we spend our time on the dairy, caring for cows and producing milk. And we also love being part of our tight-knit communities, being advocates for the kids in our schools, and being providers of safe, nutritious food for families around here and around the world. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Well, we'll go here to the 6th, and the rain, we talked about storm off in the distance. Well, the distance is here as the raindrops have started to fall here at the ballpark. As here leading off in the top of the 6th inning here for Preston, it's Abby Keller to lead off. As the first pitch to Abby is up high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. As the pitch misses down and in, ball 2, 2-0. So the folks who were sitting around down the right field line have retreated for their cars. There's a guy standing down there with a big golf umbrella down by the far end of the Preston dugout. But as you look back down here, you look at the concrete right around the dugout area itself, you can start to see where the raindrops are coming. And just starting, certainly you can smell rain as well as the pitch is outside, ball 3, 3-0. So Regan McDaniels staked to a big lead, gave up 4 runs last inning, falls behind Abby Keller here and walks her on 4 pitches to start the top of the 6th inning. So Keller walks, and here's Jessica Alder 0 for 2, struck out and flew out. Time call. Here comes the coach out to the mound to come out and talk to McDaniels. It gives us the chance to remind you that today's game is brought to you in part by Signature Healthcare and Home, formerly known as Access Home Health and Hospice. They've been providing home health care and hospice care to Southwest Idaho and Northern Utah for over 15 years. To set up an informative visit in your home, all you have to do is just simply call them. 208-852-1699. 208-852-1699 for Signature Healthcare at Home. Or find them on the web at the number 4, signatureservice.com. So as it's getting darker by the moment, clouds are starting to move into the area. And here is Jessica Alder with the leadoff walk to Abby Keller. She stands over at first. Here's Alder, 0 for 2 in the second game of the doubleheader. And rocking and coming home is McDaniels and delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Wind blowing from the left field corner straight across the outfield right now, out toward the gap in right center field. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Snap throw back to first, not in time. As Keller back to the bag in time. As she kind of does that little plots into the thick dirt over there. No balls and 2 strikes on Alder. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Off speed, swung on and missed. That's another strikeout for Regan McDaniel. 1 out here in the inning. 7 strikeouts for McDaniel in the game. Here's Megan Johnson, who struck out, reached on a fielder's choice, 0 for 2 this afternoon. He has the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Seven-run lead for the Lady Tigers. They won the first game by 11 today. As the next pitch is hit foul back into the screen by Megan, and it's 0-2. Just very light rain falling. Just enough to wet the concrete area. Fly ball to center. Madero is there, makes the catch for the second out. So with 2 outs, here's Vanessa Griffin, who's 1 for 2, singled, scored a run, and took a called third strike earlier in the game. Griffin will try to extend the inning here with a runner at first base. Abby Keller led off the inning with a walk. 2 outs later, she's still there. McDaniels rocks and throws. It's high. There goes the runner as Keller's going to be safe at second. So she steals second base. First pitch was high, ball 1. McDaniels 1-0. Ground ball wide of third, off the glove of the shortstop, or the third baseman Cole, picked up by Floyd, and that'll be an infield hit. So runners at first and second now with 2 outs. And the number 9 hitter, Kyler Cole, will come up. McDaniels rocks and comes home. The first pitch is outside, ball 1. Cole struck out and singled in a couple of runs her last time up, part of that 4-run top of the 5th inning for Preston. The folks who were sitting and watching down beyond the first base dugout have now returned with golf umbrellas of their own. As the pitch again rolled foul, and it's 1-1. Whoops, there's a little lightning, and that's going to cause a delay at the very least, as we're going to they're going to take the kids off the field, as it'll be about 30 minutes at the absolute minimum before we can play, as Preston trailing by a score of 11-4 with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, and we're going to have a lightning delay, and this is going to be a while, as lightning was in the area, was creeping up on us, and I think it's 30 minutes minimum without another lightning strike. If another lightning strike comes, the count starts over, and I think it is 30 minutes before they can go back out on the field. That's how long they call the game. That's between the umpires and the two head coaches, because the game is not completely over. Let's tell you what we're going to do. Let's take a break. We'll come back, try to figure out exactly what we're doing here. We'll do that as we continue after this. There's 2 outs, top of the 6th, 2 men on for Preston. It's 11-4 in favor of Mountain Home. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back right after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
Do you remember last spring when runoff water was flooding fields and borrow pits because of plugged, collapsed, or non-existent culverts? Well, now is the time to get new culverts installed, and Valley Implement and Irrigation has the culverts you need. They buy them by the semi-load, and they have poly pipes and culverts in the diameter and length that will get that water running where it needs to go in the spring. Remember, too, that Valley Implement has a great selection of used tractors and farm equipment at prices that work for your operation. See Valley Implement and Irrigation in Preston, Logan, or Gray.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa, it's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Well, welcome back. We're in a rain delay, a thunder and lightning delay, more than rain. The rain's falling very lightly, but we've had a couple of big lightning strikes, thunder and lightning bolts before we went to commercial, and one more during the break. So the umpires have us currently in a delay for the lightning, as we're going to be as the count started over. So it'll be about 30 minutes again minimum before we can restart play, unless the two coaches and the umpires agree to cancel the rest of the game, with Mountain Home leading by a score of 11-4 with 2 outs and 2 first people on for Preston here in the top of the 6th inning. Taking a look at the radar for the area, there's more clouds and more lightning coming this way. In fact, it looks like the worst is still yet to come, as just west of the city of Preston, there's a pretty good thunderstorm going on at the city of Preston, the city of Mountain Home. There's a pretty good thunderstorm going on, and it's going to move this way. So there's certainly more lightning coming, and because of that, we will send you back to the studio. For those who are listening on the radio on FM 105.5 and AM 1340, my local radio, as we will bring you more music. We'll try to keep you updated the best we can. And also here for those who are watching on mylocalradio.com, as the rain starts to fall a little harder, we're going to keep the file running, and we'll keep the picture going until they finally decide what they're going to do. And we'll have no audio for you coming over. But so we're going to be in a rain delay here in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs, and Mountain Home leading by the score of 11-4. So for now, we'll send you back to the studio, and we'll have music for you on the radio. And for those watching online, well, we'll just have a picture of the field here with no sound here for the next few minutes here on mylocalradio.com. So we're in a rain delay. Mountain Home leading 11-4. We'll take a timeout. We'll send you back to the studio now. John has music for you, and we'll talk to you again in a few minutes. We'll try to keep you updated on what's happening. Let's go back to the studio and pass it back over to John Beverly back in the studio, our studio coordinator here on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
you got me all messed up. 5150, somebody call the pool.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel, even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. We see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Well, for those who are still with us, we welcome you back as the rain, at least the thunder, has cleared. Let's put it that way. There's still some rain off in the distance that we can see, but it's not affecting the ballpark at the moment. So the umpires have decided we're good to go, and we can come back out and try to get the rest of this game in here. Remember, there's 2 outs, top of the 6th inning, 2 ladies on for Preston. And it's 11-4 in favor of Mountain Home. So, just waiting for the pitcher to come back out, get a chance to throw a few warm-up tosses, and we'll go back to work after this 30-minute rain delay. As Kaylor Cole in a moment will be back up at the plate with a 1-1 count with 2 outs and 2 on for Preston here in the top of inning number 6. So again, they're going through their warm-up tosses to get ready to go back to work here and see if we can get the rest of this game in. Today's game brought to you by Preston Pharmacy, providing pharmacy needs to all of Preston since 1980. Whether it's a new or refilled on your prescriptions, diabetic supplies, oxygen rentals, they'll even take care of your in-store billing of Medicare and Medicaid as well. Preston Pharmacy, 39 North 1st East in Preston, or find them online at prestondrug.com. So, everybody back in their spots, ready to go back to work here. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Kyler Cole. There's 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Preston with a couple of runners on base. As Abby Keller is at second base, Vanessa Griffin over at first. And here comes the 1-1 pitch on the way to Cole. Ground ball up the middle. That's booted by the shortstop, but she rolled it right toward the second base as it was Floyd able to pick it up and step on the bag to end the inning. So they get the force out at second, 6 unassisted on the force, and we are done here through 5.5. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 6 as it's Mountain Home 11, Preston 4. Back with more after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home. We'll move along here to the bottom of inning number 6. As Abby Keller back out on the mound, as she came in relief earlier in the game before the rain delay. And here is her opposite number, the pitcher, Regan McDaniel, to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning here for the Mountain Home Lady Tigers. And the first 2 pitches are high and away, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. McDaniel 0 for 3, popped up twice and grounded out. And the 2-0 pitch misses down low. It's ball 3, 3 balls and no strikes. Still clouds in the area, some scattered sunshine off in the distance, but that's still a ways off.
By the time all the clouds clear out, ground ball back to Keller. She'll have it and throw over to first in time for the out. So there's one out, and now here's Taylor Wilson. Wilson singled, hit by a pitch, and walked. Whoops. Krista Elliott will come up to hit. So it'll be Trista Elliott to hit here as she came in for Wilson before the rain delay happened. The first pitch is up high, ball one ball and no strikes. Elliott, 2 for 3 in the first game, hits a ground ball to short. Up with it there is Despain, throws across, and not able to handle it at first base is barred, and Elliott will reach. So there's one out. Head coach looking for a little hometown scoring down there at third base. That ball's lined into right field. That'll be a base hit. Going to second, they get a force out there. So they get a force out, and on Brianna Elliott hits into a fielder's choice. That is not a hit because they got a force out on the play. So that's a fielder's choice on Brianna. Yeah, as there'll be 2 outs now here in the inning and runner at first base. As a little ground ball, and Burr has to go right between her legs. As there goes a runner for third, and the throw is going to be a hair late, and then now running up to second base is Madero on the throw down to second. So an error on the first baseman bar. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Runners at second and third. And the first pitch here to Reese Floyd is up high, ball 1. Next pitch is line foul outside of third. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So the 30-minute rain delay kind of put a damper on the folks who were here. Some of them have come back out from their vehicles. After we left you, we had to make an announcement that they, because of their safety with the lightning in the area, they have all spectators vacate the stands. And for safety, you know, there was maybe 50, 60 people here, but you can imagine doing that in a college football stadium with close to 75 or 80,000 people. You know, they all have to go down underneath the stands and take cover. Ball popped up in the infield. It'll be Abby Keller to make the catch, and the inning is over. So Floyd pops up. Out number 3 will go to the 7th. Mountain Home up 11-4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat.
As an athlete at Boise State,
I learned that every sip
is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
Milk Victory, brought to you by United Dairymen of Idaho.
Well, we'll move along here to the 7th inning. Preston down 11-4, needs 7 runs here in the top of the 7th to extend the game. And they'll start from the top of the order here. Sage Keller, Kim Despain, and Sadie Larson do up for the Indians here in the top of inning number 7. So the rain that moved through, it wasn't all that much. Really, probably at its hardest point was probably just a hard sprinkle, really, I guess you could probably call it. The problem was the lightning. Lightning that happened at the beginning, just before we went off the air, as the first pitch here to Keller is up high, ball 1. So we had to wait the 30 minutes, so the 30-minute rain delay it was. Here comes the 1 ball, no strike count. Hit in the air off the end of the bat. Right there is Madero in center field to make the play for the first out. That's Brianna Elliott. I stand corrected in center field now. Yep. So 1 out. Here's Kim Despain, 0 for 2 officially here in the second game of the doubleheader. Popped up, grounded out, walked. She was also hitless in the first game today as well, so she's 0 for 5 overall on the twin bill. Takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. As McDaniels comes home, that pitch is lined at the second baseman. So there's 2 outs now. And here comes Sadie Larson, who will come up and hit. Larson had a double in the game, her only hit. She's also walked with the bases loaded to force over a run. So 2 for 4 overall in the doubleheader today for Sadie as she comes up here with Preston down to their last out here in the top of the 7th inning. And the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Don't forget, Tuesday, back at home. Also next Saturday at home as well. As the ball's lined along the right field line, it's fair and down into the corner. Kaiser has to give chase. Larson to second. She's going to turn and go for third, and the ball's dropped by Madero. As safe at third base is Sadie Larson. Her second extra base hit here of the afternoon. So here's Charlie Barr with 2 outs and a run at third base. Preston just needs more base runners. They need 7 runs to even extend the game to the bottom of the 7th inning. But right now, just getting people on base is the name of the game for them. Makes it even more difficult with 2 outs. As a ground ball to short. Floyd has that. She'll go across, inning over, and Preston ends up losing both ends of the doubleheader here this afternoon against the Mountain Home Tigers. We'll take a break, come back. Wrap-up show is next. Stay with us on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Today's game has been brought to you by West Motors, Preston Drug, First American Title, Stokes Market, True Value, Signature Home Health Care, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Franklin Medical Center, Agra Service, S&T Electric, Farmers Insurance, Corey Bingham, agent, Northern Title Company, Idaho Salvage, Limbrick Arc, and The Job Shop. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Home sweet home.
That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard.
Welcome back here to the postgame show here this afternoon as Mountain Home sweeps the doubleheader from the Preston Indians, winning the first game by a score of 15-4, and then taking the nightcap by an 11-4 score, which included a 30-minute rain delay. As for Mountain Home, it was another big inning that really set the tone for Game 2. In Game 1, they scored 4 runs in the second inning. They scored 9 runs in the fourth, and they did it again here today. In the nightcap, did Mountain Home as they plated 9 runs in the second inning, or fourth inning rather, on the way to their 11-4 win here in the nightcap. Preston, with their only real offense, also coming in the top of the fifth, when they plated 4 runs on 4 hits of their own, and ended up leaving the bases loaded in the inning as well, as really as close as they came, as they ended up losing the game by the final score of 11-4. Productive players in the second game of the doubleheaders has to be Sadie Larson, had a pair of extra base hits. She also walked with the bases loaded. She was 2 for 3 overall in the game and was 3 for 5 for the doubleheader. Was Sadie here this afternoon, and had a single, a double, and a triple in the game. So she's a home run short of the cycle for the day, but ended up having 3 hits. Final totals in the game for Mountain View in Game 2, 11 runs on 10 hits. They left 7 on base. For Preston, 4 runs on 7 hits, and they left 6. Regan McDaniels picks up the victory. She pitched very well throughout the day today. In fact, really started out very strong. She retired the first 11 that she faced in the game, including striking out 5 Preston Indians in a row to pick up the win. The loss goes to Charlie Barr in the nightcap as well. So Preston comes up on the short end of both games. Next broadcast, as for the next game, I should say, for the Lady Indians will be Tuesday back at home. Pocatello will be there for a doubleheader starting at 3 o'clock. They'll come out and join the ladies, or the boys will be there as well for that game too. In fact, the boys game will be our next broadcast coming up on Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll have it for you on FM 105.5 and AM 1340, along with on the internet at mylocalradio.com. So that's going to wrap it up from here today at Mountain Home, as I've had a little bit of everything. Nice sunshine, little wind, little rain, little lightning, and a couple of good ball games as well, as Mountain Home sweeps the doubleheader from the Lady Indians here this afternoon. The executive director of Preston Indians of Preston Broadcasting Sports, I should say, is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator this afternoon has been John Beverly. I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time. Enjoy the rest of your Easter weekend, everybody, and have a very pleasant good night.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.